The amazing drama you're about to see is a matter of human record. You may believe it or not. But the real people who lived this story, they believe it. They know. They took that one step beyond. It begins here, in the Elite Bar and Grill, with a wedding party. There's not one thing that sets Sally and Matt Conroy apart from all the other couples who were married today in the United States. Not a thing. Not yet.
Hey, when are we going to get out of here?
Come on, baby. How about that Georgie boy, eh, Matt? He hasn't had that much exercise since he dumped that load of grapefruit up on the Ridge Road. Hey, looks like that little gal of yours could keep on dancing all night, Matt.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Sorry, baby. When I get going, I get carried away.
Hey, why don't you take it easy, you big lug? You all right, Sal?
Oh, I think so.
Let's try it again. I was just getting warmed up. Hey, back in the stag line, Georgie boy. You've had it. My turn to dance with the bride.
Oh, I'd just love to dance with all you gentlemen again.
Yeah, but they won't hold our room after 9 if we don't get there.
Oh, that'd be a shame.
We want to thank you for the party, fellas.
Just one last round for the road on me. Hey, Tommy, say, how'd Conroy ever find you down among those bayous, honey?
Well, he transported my cousin's belongings when she moved back home a couple months ago. And, well, one thing led to another. Here I am.
How do you like it?
Oh, I love it. I've never been northeast or west of Louisiana before in my entire life.
Well, no one would know it in the way you talk, honey child.
Come on, Sal, let's get going. Well, thanks again for the party, fellas.
Say, Matt, don't we get a chance to kiss the bride? Yeah!
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, what were you dreaming about?
I don't know. Why?
Well, you were making all sorts of funny faces, funny noises.
Did I look awful?
You couldn't look awful if you tried. Of course, you look a lot better when you're smiling.
How much further is it?
Why?
You're going to be so tired from all this driving. I mean, I sure wish I knew how to drive so I could help you.
You're just going to have to learn, that's all. Nutty for somebody to live in California and not know how to drive a car. What's the matter?
Huh?
What's the matter?
I don't know. Nothing.
Those crazy guys down at Tommy's. You sure knocked them for a loop. I guess you know that. Of course, you kind of knocked me for a loop, too. I tell you, I'm sure glad your cousin decided to go back to Louisiana and call NorCal Van and Storage.
Matt, if we turn left about a mile ahead, it's a prettier drive.
How'd you know that?
It's beautiful and wild and secluded. There's a hill straight ahead, just past those pines. Go up the hill.
Well, how in the world did you know?
Never mind. That's it. Eagle Point's just ahead.
Eagle Point?
Turn right. Be careful. There's a fallen tree across the road.
Hey, wait for me!
Sally, what's the matter with you? Sally, what in the world's the matter with you?
Who are you?
Oh, come on, Sally, stop kidding.
Will you please take your hands off me?
Sally? Sally! I don't know. Her voice sounded so different. She looked so different. I don't know.
Well, there aren't many roads through here. Shouldn't take us long to find her.
How would she know about a place like this? Never been up here before in her life, I'm sure of it. Why would she kid me about driving a car? She looks so different.
Well, that's mighty strange. What are the lights doing on in the Wharton place? Is that your car?
Yeah. Well, what Sally's doing here?
Beats me, mister.
Who lives here?
Nobody now.
Well, how come the electricity's still on?
The stay hasn't been settled yet. The girl who used to live here jumped from a place called Eagle Point a couple of weeks ago.
Eagle Point.
Kind of gives me the creeps, a nice girl like that committing suicide. What a mess. Had to make identification from dental records and stuff like that.
No! No! No!
What are you trying to do? Scare me to death?
I didn't.
You know what I ought to do, you silly dame? I ought to
I
belt you
didn't
one.
kill myself.
Sally?
I didn't jump.
Sally?
I didn't jump. I was
Sally?
murdered. I was murdered. I was murdered. I was murdered.
Sally. Sally. How much longer is this going to go on?
Is what going to go on, Mr. Conroy?
Every time she wakes up, it's another sedative, another shot. Is that the only thing you can do for her? Keep her asleep?
Yes, Mr. Conroy.
It's been 24 hours. Look, I could feed her sleeping pills myself.
Mr. Conroy, your wife was quite violent when you brought her in here, quite incoherent. Every time she wakes up, she tries to run away. Now, how would you suggest that we restrain her? Would you prefer a straitjacket?
You haven't even told me what's wrong with her. Well, what's wrong with her?
I don't know.
Well, when will you know?
Do you see that library? Every mental and emotional disturbance known to medicine is described somewhere in these books. Your wife's case is not among them.
Well, then I'll just have to go to some other hospital where there'll be somebody who can help her.
That's your privilege, Mr. Conroy. I don't think it will solve anything. I'm going to be quite frank with you. That young woman you brought in here is not
That
going to
young
be...
woman? What do you mean, that young woman? She's my wife. She's not just
Your wife? Does this sound like your wife?
Alex, I've told you there's no time. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you keeping me here?
To try to make you well, Mrs. Conroy.
Why do you keep calling me that?
Because that's your name.
My name is Karen. You know that. Alex, please, why won't you help me?
I'm trying to help you, Mrs. Conroy. There is no Karen Wharton. Karen Wharton is dead. Karen Wharton committed suicide.
No! No! I was murdered! You must believe me! I was murdered! I was murdered! Alex, please, Alex! There isn't any time! Why won't you help me? Please, please, please! Alex, listen to me. Listen to me. I'll be calm. I promise. Please, Alex, I'll be calm. I'll be calm. My name is Karen Wharton. I was born in Fort Washakie, Wyoming, on February 10th, 1935. My mother's name is Mary Louise. My father, Philip Joseph Wharton, died of pneumonia on April 12th, 1939. Your wife, Ellen, drowned at the 4th of July picnic in 1941 at Lake Etna. And 4 years ago, at the Harvest Moon Ball at the Country Club, you asked me to marry you, Alex.
Never mind, nurse. Who murdered you?
Dan Stapler.
Dan Stapler. Why?
Because I wouldn't give him a divorce.
Dan Stapler isn't married.
We were married secretly last year in Mexicali.
Why secretly?
You know why. Mother hated him. And she was right. His passion cooled considerably when he found out that none of Daddy's money was in my name.
Then why didn't you give him a divorce?
Because I loved him. I would have been anything he wanted me to be if he'd only loved me. I can't tell you how mortifying it was. How revolted I was when I saw him at the beach with other women. And at parties. I loathed him and I loathed myself because later, when he'd come to me, when he'd touch me,
Regarding your inquiry, Daniel Stapler married to Karen Wharton this city, June the 11th, 1956. Mexicali Hall of Records.
Well, can't there be some sort of explanation? Maybe she read about the death in a newspaper. Well, couldn't it just be a coincidence? Well, what is it? Some sort of psychic hocus-pocus or something? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
You'd hardly expect a psychiatrist to tell you a thing like that.
Why did he murder you?
because he found somebody who did have money. That night.
Go on.
It had been weeks since I'd seen him. He dropped by that night without any notice at all. And the famous stapler charm was in full bloom again. And of course I fell for it again. Dan always had a divine sense of timing. He told me his real reason for the visit, that he wanted a divorce. While he was making love to me, I told him I'd never divorce him, not ever. And then he behaved like a 6-year-old child having a temper tantrum. He cried out that I cheated him, ruined his life. He stomped his feet, and his voice screeched like a petulant woman. He looked so ridiculous. He suddenly looked so ridiculous that I started to laugh. I suppose it was hysteria more than anything else, but I couldn't stop. He turned very white and came at me. He struck me with his fist. And before I could tell him that, yes, you can have your divorce, he killed me.
How?
It wasn't a pleasant death, Alex. I didn't die quickly. Finally, he crushed my skull with something heavy. And then he took my body to Eagle Point and flung it off the edge to make it appear as suicide. Alex, do you believe me?
How can I, Mrs. Conroy?
But you must! I'm not Mrs. Conroy! He murdered me! I can prove it! I can prove it! Alex, listen to me! I can prove it! I can make it! Let me go! I can make you believe me! Let me go! Listen to me, Alex! No!
Nurse.
No! No! No!
What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Yes? We'll be right up. Your wife's awake. Dr. Slauson, let me go in first.
Honey? Are you feeling better?
Alex, I want to call my mother.
Your mother in Louisiana?
Alex, please, don't start that again. Please let me call my mother.
Why?
Because she'll believe me.
Will she?
Yes.
I think perhaps I'd better call her, don't you? It's going to be an awful shock.
Tell her I want to see her. It's all right if I get dressed, isn't it? I don't want her to see me like this. I must look terrible.
Yes. Get dressed.
You know, Sal, we promised your cousin Diana we were going to wire her right after the ceremony. Only in all the confusion down at Tommy's.
Would you mind leaving so I can get dressed?
Did you call her mother? I mean Mrs. Wharton.
No. No, I didn't. Mr. Conroy, I'm going to try something drastic. You gave me this a long time ago, remember?
Of course I remember, Alex.
Has there been much change in 5 years?
$5 years is a long time. Did you call my mother?
Not yet.
In case you've forgotten, the number is 5211.
I remember.
Will you call her now?
Why don't you rest for a while? I'll take care of it.
Miss Peterson?
Hello? Karen. Karen, oh my God. Baby. Baby. Mother, I'm so glad to see you. Alex won't believe me. No one will believe me. They're treating me like I'm insane. Mother, please help me. Tell them who I am. Tell them who I am. Who are you? Who are you and why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me?
Conroy. Mommy, please.
Here, take these.
When she put her arms around me, it was Karen. I know it was. And it was Karen's voice. Oh. But she is dead, Doctor, isn't she?
Yes, Karen is dead, Mrs. Wharton.
Doctor, Mrs. Conroy's gone.
There she is.
With something heavy. With something heavy.
Well, what now?
We start with this. The police, Dan Stapler.
Oh, I mean about her.
I don't know about her.
Hi, darling. Matt, is something wrong?
Not now.
No, we got lost for a while, but we're all right now. We're going to be married a long time, Mrs. Conroy, and it's going to take me a long time to... Oh, thanks.
There's a nice technical word for what happened to Sally Conroy. It's called possession. That is, the dead temporarily taking over the body of the living. Terrifying? It terrified Dan Stapler into a quick and full confession. There are thousands of cases of possession in the records, many of them fully authenticated by respected scientists. We've seen one. To whom it happened, we know. Where it happened, we know. How or why it happened. Good night. The amazing drama you're about to see is a matter of human record. You may believe it or not. But the real people who lived this story, they believe it. They know. They took that one step beyond.
Alcoa presents a new and unusual kind of television program that takes you just beyond the world in which you live. Alcoa presents Aluminum, from the world's leading producer, Aluminum Company of America, who creates new and unusual uses of this wondrous metal for the world in which you do live. And now, John Newland takes you one step beyond.
Here in this warm, secure London house, early April 1912, began the bizarre and untold chapter of a news story that would soon stun the civilized world. In this library was an unread book. Coming events cast their shadows before them. Maybe. Remember this book. We'll come back to it later. It might shock you.
Mother. 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 Mother! Mother!
What is it? What's wrong, dear?
It was water. Dark water. I was drowning. I couldn't swim anymore. I was drowning.
Oh, you've just had one of those old-fashioned nightmares.
Oh, no.
I don't blame you. All this excitement about the wedding. No wonder.
Eric was there. And I couldn't find him in the dark. And the water closed in over me. What does it mean?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And in 4 days you'll be married and in Switzerland on your honeymoon. The happiest bride that ever was. And you can't drown in Switzerland. Nobody ever does. All they do is bang into trees on those foolish skis. But drowning? No.
It was all so clear to me. I could feel the water. It was like ice.
Now, if you must dream, I order you to dream only pleasant things. Eric, your wedding dress, and how happy you're going to be. Promise? That's better. Now, come on back to bed.
But I couldn't find him. I couldn't find
Now,
him.
that is enough, darling. And I shouldn't worry Eric with this. He's been trying so hard to make everything wonderful for you. There. Now. Good night, dear. And no more nightmares. Good night.
Good morning, Emily. Is the future Mrs. Farley about? Grace?
Eric.
Well,
I know it's early, but I wanted to see what my wife would look like in the mornings.
ugly.
Would you like some coffee, darling?
I'd love some. You like surprises, don't you, darling?
I love them. Come on, surprise me.
It's about our honeymoon.
The honeymoon?
We're not going to Switzerland.
We're not. Well, where are we going?
We're going to America. To New York City.
New York. Eric.
Now, why don't you ask me how we're going to get there? Swim? Rowboat, raft?
All right, darling, how?
That's how. Stateroom 111B, boat deck, right next door to Mr. and Mrs. John Jacob Astor, no less. On the maiden voyage of His Royal Majesty's ship, Titanic, Southampton to New York, 6 days at sea, next Tuesday.
At sea?
Oh, just a little sugar, darling.
I can't
can't. I can't believe it.
I can hardly believe it myself, but the office has connections.
Oh, you lucky children.
You sure you went, Miss Switzerland?
Oh, Switzerland will keep. But the Titanic, our honeymoon, that's once in a lifetime.
The paper's full of nothing but the Titanic. Listen to this, Grace. RMS Titanic, the world's largest and most luxurious liner, is writing a new and glamorous chapter in man's conquest of the sea. By virtue of her 5 watertight compartments, she's being hailed in marine engineering circles as the unsinkable ship. Her first passenger list makes her a floating home for royalty, statesmen, international society, and stars of the theater and the arts. And
Mr. and Mrs. Eric Farley, who are absolutely unknown.
And absolutely in love.
It happened again. I dreamed.
No, darling, I do wish you wouldn't.
I saw the sea, the cold sea.
Oh.
There were people struggling in the water.
Really?
Sinking. Dying.
Grace.
And then a huge ship slid down.
Now, it's just a bad dream. Besides, that ship couldn't be the Titanic. The Titanic can't sink. Everyone knows that.
I saw a lifeboat tossing in the water. There were letters on the side of it. I saw.
Really?
So clearly I saw the word Titanic on the side of the boat. I did.
Your intuition should tell you that what you see next is not a dream. It can come true.
Just what I've always wanted. Only my own dear Aunt Agatha would have guessed. Have you ever kept birds, my darling? No, neither have I. You ever thought of keeping birds? Neither have I. And by all means, write dear Aunt Agatha and tell her she's made us very, very happy.
I will.
I know all about last night. And the night before that.
Mother told you. I suppose you think I've gone off my head, one of those silly, hysterical women.
I think you're a lot overtired and a little over-imaginative.
But this isn't my imagination. Believe me, I saw it.
Now, that is silly. You don't believe what you see in your sleep? I mean, unless you're a gypsy. Grace, do you trust me?
You know I do.
Then don't spoil the happiest time of our whole lives just because of a bad dream. Everything's going to be all right, I promise. I'll take care of you always.
Oh, hold me tight, darling.
You know, if I didn't know you so well, I'd think that you'd fallen in love with another man, that you didn't want to marry me.
Well, I couldn't love anybody but you.
Very well, I believe you. Only remember, if there ever is another man, I was one of the best shots in the Coldstream Guard.
After all.
I beg your pardon?
That would please your Aunt Agatha, wouldn't it?
Terribly. Did you have any particular species in mind?
Oh, a lovebird, of course.
Oh, naturally, lovebird.
Thank you, darling.
What for?
The 6 most perfect days of my life.
How lovely you are. And very young. Could be even better days.
You've forgiven me, haven't you, for those silly scenes I made?
I've forgotten the whole thing.
I'm glad. But awful. Ridiculous dream.
It wasn't a dream at all. I was wide awake when I felt there was something wrong with the ship. Quite wrong. I know you'll laugh. And I don't blame you. I was in my cabin this afternoon. I imagine it was around 4 o'clock when I heard this terrible sound.
What kind of sound?
It was a terrible grinding sound, as though the ship had suddenly struck some immovable object. The whole boat seemed to tremble with the impact. Tell me, by any chance, did you hear anything or feel anything?
No, I heard nothing like that, I'm happy to say. You know, it's probably your imagination, or more likely, indigestion. Now, why don't you see the ship's doctor? He's a good man, I'm told.
Oh, I'm all right physically. It's just that for the first time in my life, I'm afraid. I'm afraid even for the next few hours. I don't know what I'm afraid of. It's as though something in my soul. You know, if I weren't such a hard-headed realist and I were at home, I think I'd call on my minister.
As the mighty ship raced through the Atlantic night, there were others far away who felt dark premonitions of disaster. For one, a Methodist minister in Winnipeg, Canada.
4, 6.
Excuse me, Dr. Morgan, but it's nearly time for the service.
Miss Parsons, I'd like the congregation to sing hymn number 446 tonight.
But, Dr. Morgan, the hymns for tonight are already posted in the church, and the organist...
Please, 446.
I didn't know that was one of your favorite hymns.
It isn't. I don't even know the words. I simply know that we must sing it tonight.
Hear, Father, while we pray to Thee for those in peril on the sea. Better we should be praying for our farmers after a winter like this.
What is it, darling?
Nothing.
You're cold. Come to bed.
At precisely the same time in New York City, still 1,000 miles away, a magazine illustrator named Harry Teller felt a weird compulsion.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
Harry, what's this? I thought you were supposed to be drawing pretty girls in the new spring styles. You'll never make the deadline now.
I don't know how it happened. I was, helpless. Something seemed to be guiding my hand. I can't explain it.
You're tired. You've been working too hard. Now, come on.
No, it's not that.
Harry, let's go to bed. This drawing, it's awful. I don't know who would want it. But you know something? This is the best work you've ever done. I've never seen you do anything like this before. All of this detail in here. And Harry, what is it? Your hands are like ice.
The water in the drawing was cold. Icy cold.
If you listen carefully, we will prove our ability to transfer our thoughts to you.
Everything's all right now. You come back to bed.
I don't understand. I was sleeping and someone was screaming, hurry, that we need warm clothes. And I must... What's wrong with me? I must be losing my mind. Oh, I'm losing my mind.
You're driving me out of mind, you know. Look, I'm not John Jacob Astor or a member of the nobility. I've saved for 2 years for this trip, wanting it to be a perfect honeymoon, and to have it spoilt by such childish nonsense.
Oh, I'm sorry, Eric. I'm sorry.
All right, darling, you'll forgive me. I just don't make a habit of pitching my best clothes on the floor. Engine seems to have stopped. You all right? Oh, Stuart.
Sir?
The engine seemed to have stopped. What was it?
There was some report of an iceberg, sir. The captain stopped the vessel, sir, just to be on the safe side, you know.
What an incredible ship. What service. They run out of ice at the bar, so what happens? We hit an iceberg. Good fresh ice. That's what I like. It's all over the deck. Have a drink, chum.
No, thank you.
Never seen an iceberg, darling. Shall we go and have a look?
That's a good idea. We'll wrap up good and warm.
Captain's orders, go to your lifeboat station. Please dress warmly. Now, there's no need to panic. Just take it nice and easy.
It's just a precaution, darling. Remember what the captain said tonight? The ship that nothing in the world could sink? What are you doing? Trying to impress an iceberg with your jewels?
Just in case we might not be coming back.
Oh, come on. Listen to me. Have you forgotten your wedding vows so soon? Love, honor, obey. Now you go with the other women in boat 4.
Sorry. I love our marriage. All 6 days, 5 hours and 20 minutes of it. I even loved our first fight.
If you ever have another bad dream, I'll listen to every word. Come, madam. It's all right, it's all right. Good night, my love.
Farley never came back to this house. Over 1,500 people perished that dreadful night aboard the Titanic. Eric Farley was among them. You've seen some of the unexplained supernatural events surrounding the life and death of a great ship. Now, do you remember this book? It's a novel published in 1898, 14 years before the ill-fated vessel was even dreamed of. The title, Futility. Its author, Morgan Robertson. It's a story about the largest liner ever built, carrying on its maiden voyage the rich and great of the world. Then, on an April night, it struck an iceberg. The vessel in this book was 70,000 tons. The Titanic, 66,000 tons. The length of the ship in these pages, 800 feet. The Titanic, 882 feet. Both made 25 knots. Both carried about 3,000 passengers. Both liners had lifeboats for only a fraction of that number. And both were considered unsinkable. Oh, one more thing. The author called his ship the Titan. In a moment, something else to think about. About next week. Well, it begins with a silly argument about this hat. And it ends when two people in peril, miles apart, discover an amazing kind of communication, an incredible way of finding each other, as together they take that one step beyond. What you're about to see is a matter of human record. Explain it? We cannot. Disprove it? We cannot. We simply invite you to explore with us the amazing world of the unknown, to take that one step beyond. This is the scene of the crime. This house, somewhere in France, a perfectly normal, attractive American girl lived a lifetime in 48 hours. If old houses could only talk, what stories they could tell. Well, this ancient dwelling has a voice that Rita Wallace will soon hear quite distinctly.
Not very modern. It's quite old, but very comfortable. And that, mademoiselle, is the dining room. The living room, the library, anything that you want. What's this? Oh, that's a storeroom now. Many years ago, that used to be the cool room. We used to keep the butter, eggs, milk, all sorts of things like that in there.
I could use it for a dark room. It's right near the sink.
The plumbing is quite old. It still goes. And that is Madame Rocamier.
Lovely.
Oh, mademoiselle.
I must have caught a flu bug or something.
I'm awfully sorry to say, but I think you have fever.
I'll be all right.
I've got a very good physician. I better call him for you.
Oh, I'll be fine. Ooh.
This is not very impressive, but it's the only house that I have. Of course, I've got a chateau. It's quite grand, but expensive.
No, this is fine. I'll take it. It'll do rotten to look any farther anyhow.
Oh, I think you better see the doctor. My doctor is not very expensive.
No, really, I'll be all right. I'll get some headache pills when I go out. Who's this?
Oh, that is Tante Clara. Mademoiselle, did I understand you to say that you are with an American magazine?
Yes. I'm a staff photographer.
Oh, then you are here on your vacation, no?
No. It's an assignment I've wanted to do for a long time, to be called The Face of France. The collective face, you see, caught in various individuals who altogether will express the nature and the spirit of the country. If I'm lucky.
Oh, it must be very, very interesting.
You know what?
What?
You could help make it interesting.
How?
Well, the pictures can be only as good as the models. If you know anyone whose face is interesting, expressing
Character, good or bad. I'd be very grateful if you could send him over. I'll pay, naturally.
I think I'm going to look for somebody like that.
Oh, good. Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, it is a very good bed, and I think you're going to sleep very good. If you need anything, call me. I'll be downstairs.
Thank you, madame. What do you want? I asked what you wanted.
I was sent for, mademoiselle.
By whom? Oh, of course, Madame Morel. Forgive me for being so rude. I'm not feeling any too well today. I must thank Madame Morel. She's a very good judge. Won't you sit down? You have quite a wonderful face, you know. Have you ever had your picture taken before?
Some time ago.
Oh, this is going to be just swell. Oh, where is my head? I left my camera and all my equipment in the car. Would you be so kind as to help me? S'il vous plaît. I hate to miss any of this light. It's all in the car, a whole lot of stuff. Oh, such eyes. This is going to be marvelous. That's nice. Oh, good. Lovely. Ah, lovely. Now, you just do whatever you feel like doing. Make yourself comfortable. If you feel like moving around, that's fine. You don't have to hold still.
What are you doing?
I'm taking your picture. You're not familiar with this camera?
No. No, I'm not.
They've had good ones for, 25 years, I suppose. So the film and developers have improved a great deal recently. A good one. They're very good for fast work and changing light. Oh, Mr. Good. That's good? Wonderful. Now then, look a little to your right. As close to the sun as you can without it hurting your eyes.
It doesn't hurt.
Oh, that's wonderful. Just one more. Oh, that's wonderful. Now, if you have time, I'd like to get some light set up. Oh. I don't know if I'll be able to do it after all. I'm awfully sorry. I feel just awful. Everything goes in and out of focus. Almost like a bad camera. I mean, it isn't the camera. It's me.
Oh, what a shame.
Could you come back tomorrow night?
Yes, I think I can do it again since I have this time.
Oh, good. I'd like to get some very careful shots. I'm really not up to it tonight. Monsieur? Strange, he didn't even say goodbye.
Bonjour.
Oh, hello.
I was quite concerned about you. How do you feel?
Oh, a little better.
Oh, you still look a little kicked. You still should see my doctor.
Haven't the time.
Well, you could come over to your place.
Thank you, Mrs. Morel, but I'm really much better. Good, good. Thank you, merci. Anyway, you've done enough for me already by sending me that delightful old gentleman last night. The one with the, the black hair, he's a sweet face.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I send no one, although I intend to.
Well, that's odd. I was sure you had. He just sort of appeared. He must have thought I was crazy. Well, who was he then?
Maybe someone that worked for a previous tenant, and he came to see if you needed anyone while he saw you moving in.
Yes, that makes sense. Anyway, he's coming back tonight. He's a wonderful model. Merci, merci. Thank you. Mind knocking when you come in. Perhaps it isn't the custom in your country, but it makes me terribly nervous.
Forgive me, mademoiselle. I'm sorry.
No, you forgive me. I just don't feel very well, and I'm just not myself today.
Has mademoiselle's ailment improved?
A little, but I'm afraid my disposition hasn't. Well, it was awfully nice of you to come back this evening. Would you like a cup of tea?
No, thank you.
Well, then shall we get started? Good. Would you sit here? By the way, how did you happen to come here last evening? I thought Madame Morel had sent you, but she said no.
Oh, I just came. I've been here before.
Oh, that's what she thought. Oh, by the way, I pay for the posing.
No pay is necessary.
Oh, but of course I wouldn't expect you to do it for nothing. Do the lights bother your eyes?
No, I don't mind.
Good. Now then, I'm using a slower shutter than yesterday, so I'll have to ask you to hold still when I make each shot. Now, could you lean back just a little? There, that's good. Good. Would you look a little to your right? Good. And just a little down. Good one. Good. Now, straighten up just a bit. Good. Good. Let's turn your whole body. That's good. Oh, that's wonderful. You're not a professional by any chance? A professional model?
No.
All right. Now then, if you're quite comfortable, I'd like for you to think back. Remember something A little sad. Something that happened that made you unhappy, perhaps. Something you did, perhaps, that you regret. Just continue to sit that way. That's good. Fine. Just keep on that way, thinking about it, so we can get what we call a mood picture. Monsieur, soften your face. That's a little too much. Monsieur. Monsieur. Just relax now. That's fine. Just relax, monsieur. That's good. You can move now. I expect that's all we'll have to take today.
Where have you been, Cecile?
Cecile? What do you mean?
You know what I mean, you filthy, cheap, rotten sham!
I think you'd better go now.
So you can meet him. Who is he now, Cecile? Who? The same one? All you want, Cecile? Tell me, Cecile!
Please, you're frightening me. Go away!
I told you what would happen, Cecile!
Go away!
I warn you, Cecile! I warn you! I warn you, Cecile!
Mademoiselle, ouvrez donc la porte! J'ai quelqu'un ici qui vous attend là dehors. What is it? What's the matter?
Where is he? Who? Where is he?
Who do you mean?
He's hiding.
Hiding?
He's hiding. Where is he?
There is nobody here.
Did you see him? Huh?
I'm worried about you.
He's here with Air. He's trying to kill me.
Wait a minute.
He's trying to kill me.
Look at
He's trying to kill me.
I went out and I got the
He's
song
trying
down.
to kill me.
Oh, la.
Mademoiselle Wallace, the gendarme searched the entire house with you. True? And he found no one. He also searched the entire neighborhood. Is that not so? You have found no one who resembles him?
No one?
It is a very odd story. I cannot imagine who it might have been.
You don't believe me?
It is odd. Very odd. Don't you agree? Mademoiselle, here's some hot coffee for you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, how thoughtful you are.
Tell me, mademoiselle, what was the address of that house again?
344 Avenue Bonaparte.
We have covered everyone who have a record of in this district, mademoiselle. Of course, he could be from somewhere else. Eh, Mazak? Could be almost anybody. Detective Mazak knows everyone around here. He has a photographic memory. Now, if you could be a little more explicit...
How stupid I am. I have dozens of photographs of him.
You still have them?
Of course. Oh, I could develop them in a few minutes if somebody could go back with me. I can't go back there alone.
I would be very happy to take mademoiselle home. No, Mazak, you're going off duty. Brunel will... No. It's on my way. Mademoiselle, if you please.
Merci. It's over there.
I know. Do you mind if I smoke my pipe?
Oh, no. It was nice of you to come with me. You're off duty, though. You should have gone home.
That's all right. I wanted to see the pictures. Tell me, how did the man first get in touch with you?
Well, he didn't get in touch with me. He just was there. He didn't knock.
Did it not seem peculiar? Did it not disturb you?
Well, yes, but you see, he had such a wonderful face. They're ready now. Now, perhaps the inspector won't think I'm just an hysterical woman.
No, he does not.
Oh, yes, he does. Can't be. It can't be. How could it be? But he was here. He was right here.
Mademoiselle.
He tried to kill me.
Mademoiselle.
I'm not imagining it. He tried to kill me. You have to believe me. You have to.
Mademoiselle,
Do you
please.
think I'm crazy?
Please, do not excite yourself. I do believe you.
You believe he was here?
I believe you are telling me the truth. Mademoiselle, I want you to come with me on a short trip.
Where? For what?
I want to show you something. Oh, I promise no harm will come to you.
For what? Where? What's it about?
I must ask you to come with me without telling you what I expect, because I don't expect it. But we must find out. Mademoiselle, please. Please, mademoiselle. Mademoiselle. Jean Gabot died 1926. Executed for killing his young wife. The very same house, the very same room.
What was her name?
Cecile.
So you see, dead men do tell tales. Sometimes, the restless ones even revisit the scene of the crime, causing much havoc among the living thereby. What do you suppose that Rita Wallace will tell her grandchildren one day about Monsieur Jean Gabot? Will she try to explain it at all? Well, that I would like to hear, because I can't explain it. But it happened just the same. What you're about to see is a matter of human record. Explain it? We cannot. Disprove it? We cannot. We simply invite you to explore with us the amazing world of the unknown, to take that one step beyond. That's June 4th, 1940. The last pitiful remnants of the British Expeditionary Force rescued only by heroic action. France crumbling. Belgium, the Netherlands, Denmark, Norway, overrun. Germany everywhere victorious. And England, her army shattered, her arms and material captured, stood alone, virtually defenseless under the merciless attack of the mighty Luftwaffe, and awaited the coming invasion.
And now it has come to us to stand alone in the breach and face the worst that the tyrant's might and enmity can do. Should the invader come to Britain, we shall defend every village, every town, and every city.
Winston Churchill, Britain's most potent wartime weapon. In that dark time after Dunkirk, he rallied his people from despair and defeat. They fought with anything and everything, even the fantastic weapon of psychic power. Inside this command post of Britain's Home Guard on the north coast in 1940 was a mild and most unmilitary fellow who took that incredible one step beyond. But see for yourself.
So bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
About time somebody give them ruddy Nazis what for.
Churchill's a real old British bulldog himself.
No doubt of it. He's the leader we've been needing right along. I'll tell you what.
All right, you men. Now, finish up with mess. You have to post guard before dark.
Their finest hour.
Well, it really gives you a sort of lift, doesn't it, Mr. Blakely?
It does, Billy. It really gives one hope. Our side will win in the end.
Yes, but do you really think we will?
I don't know. I suppose that depends on us, doesn't it? The blooming Nazis don't kill me. This food will. Whoever told you you could cook, eh? Oh, fine one to choose. Farmer probably never cooked a meal in his life.
Do you think hauling coal in a dray qualifies you for any better?
Oh, what a crew. Ruddy farmers, bank teller, overage chemist, headmaster of a blooming girls' school. Yeah, vicar and greengrocer, all bossed by a one-armed pensioner.
He lost that arm in the First World War. And got a PSC doing it.
Oh, Blakely. I met Ethel when I was in town today. She said to take care that you wear that scarf against the night air. How did she look? Oh, same as ever, don't you worry. No, I've never seen anything like it. Body, you'd think you were newlyweds instead of going on your 20th. Yes, Ethel and I shoot each other. Oh, she said to tell you that the red platter dropped 28 fry. Whatever that means.
Sounds like Russian code.
Maybe Blakely's in cahoots with the ruddy reds. A red platter is a small tropical fish. Very beautiful. One of mine just had 28 babies. 28? Glad my missus can't do that. Quite a sight they are. No bigger than the head of a pin.
Lucky, you take the outpost. You and Carl. What?
Him? Do I have to have him for a partner?
Oh, why not? Well, I just wouldn't feel safe, that's all, with only a kid to protect me back.
Look, Lockie, we're all the same here. All doing our bit as best we can. Carl's done well so far.
Well, he's got no nerve, anybody can see that. If he had, he'd be in the services at his age.
Quite obviously, he was turned down by the services.
Well, that's what I mean. Why?
That's none of your business. Now, Lockie, it's time you understood we're under military discipline here. This is war, and you'll have to take my orders.
Look here. I'll take Cliffy's place on the cliff ward.
I was going to put you on telephone watch tonight, Herb. You need rest.
We all do, don't we? I doubt if there's a man here who's had 10 hours sleep in the past week. Carr and I can spell each other.
All right, that's how you want it?
If it's all right with Carr and Lockie.
All right. You know the schedule of the watch and the signals. Now, no lights and no smoking from now on. Harrison. Yes. You and Charlie get to the lighthouse. Right. Phil, you take the near bunker.
Going to be a dark night.
Just the kind they'd choose.
Do you really think we have to fear them this far north? Surely they'll hit straight across the channel at Kent and Essex.
Our job is to watch for raiders, off subs and the like. They'll probably try to infiltrate all along the coast. A nice, quiet little inlet like ours is made to order for them.
I hope they don't come tonight. Likely they'll find us all asleep.
Any man caught sleeping at his post will face court-martial.
We're not the regular army, remember, Tim. We've all of us been on the constant alert for more than 3 weeks. And every man's ready to drop. And every man's doing his duty.
I appreciate that. Maybe as time goes on, we'll all toughen up, huh? You better take a gun with you out there. Probably 22 or the Vickers-Berg gun.
Wouldn't know how to use it anyway. We're only there to sound a warning.
You must have a weapon of some kind. Take a sawed-off oar or a pitchfork.
All right. I'll take a pitchfork, and here's for your sawed-off oar. Herbert, would you like me to pray with you? Thanks, no, bigger. Makes me uncomfortable asking favors of heaven. Besides, it's not us I fear for, it's them back in town. My wife Ethel, your wife, and all the others. But they'd have to land here first. I mean the bombers. Why would they bomb our little town? It has nothing of military importance. What reason? Reason enough for the Nazis. Remember Rotterdam? Just to show they can do it. Just to put the fear of God in us. Don't think this. It won't happen here. They'll be all right. Very well, Vicar. You want to pray? Pray for them.
Depends upon Lockie or Charlie or me. God help us. We're really at the bottom of the barrel. Oh, I wouldn't say that entirely. I'll wager Lockie can still put up quite a scrap, even with his crippled leg. Of course, I'll admit, as a warrior, I'm an excellent greengrocer, but, well, perhaps our services won't be needed after all.
Yes, but supposing they come, what are we going to do? Without guns to go round.
They'll have guns, you know. Perhaps we can take them away. We can do the best we can, that's the straight of it.
Mr. Blakely, Lockie was right, you know. I am a coward.
Why? Because you're frightened?
Yes.
But everybody is, even Lucky.
Are you?
Certainly. Now curl up and catch a nap.
Yes, but aren't you tired?
I don't go to sleep now, or I shan't wake up till morning. So, I'll take the first watch, while you catch 40 winks, and then you can have the second. Now, don't worry, I shall wake you.
Blakely, the reason why I couldn't join the service, I've got bad lungs.
Go sleep. What a ruddy bore. That's all. Signal the alarm.
you were wrong, Herbert. It was we who needed the prayers. How do you feel? Nothing serious. I'll be back on my post tonight.
Oh, the attack started at 04:17 hours and lasted approximately 7 minutes. Yes, I'm sure. We got them all. 5 men and an officer. Ours? Well, I suppose every man's got a scratch or two. Only 3 seriously. I'm sending them into hospital. Go ahead, Charlie. Yes, sir. Dead? Only one. Who?
Lottie.
Oh. Is it Herb?
It was my fault, Tim.
Yours? Why?
I was late giving the alarm. I was asleep.
If that were true, you'd be dead. We got the alarm all right, and from you.
I woke up just at the last moment. And you know what woke me? A dream.
A dream?
A dream that saved my life. Saved all our lives, probably. Tim, they bombed the town.
In your dream?
Yeah. I saw Ethel sleeping, and the eye bombers overhead. Didn't you hear them?
No. Besides, why would they bomb us here? They must have passed over on their way to London.
Are you sure? You didn't hear bombs falling in town over there.
How could we with all the noise here?
I've got to go see. Maybe you think I'm balmy, but you've got to give me time off today to go in. You see, I saw Ethel, and my house, and the bomb falling.
It was only a dream.
I got to know.
All right. Colonel Marlowe here. Can you tell me, did they bomb you in there just now? I see. Thank you. You can ride in with the truck.
Thanks.
Herbert. Good luck.
Thanks.
Officially, she's still listed as missing.
Ethel, Herb. Rotten luck. What do you want to do? Let's go back. It's my place, isn't it?
I know it's against regulation, but I just had to come. I thought you were dead.
I was dead.
I dreamed some Nazis landed here and were going to attack you, and no one saw them coming. I screamed. It was so terrible, it saved my life. I woke up just as the planes were overhead, and I had just enough time to grab some clothes and run into the basement.
I had a dream, too.
What in the world are you doing with my shoe?
Want to hear my dream, Ethel?
I tried so hard to call you. I tried so hard to warn you. I wanted so badly for you to hear me.
I think perhaps I did, Ethel. I think perhaps I did.
A recorded case of the double dream. When a man and his wife met for a life-saving moment in the world outside the five senses. Sometimes people in love have been known to speak beyond time and space. To whom it happened, we know. Where it happened, we know. How or why it happened. Let me ask you a question. Has anything ever happened to you that you couldn't explain? That made you feel sort of foolish when you tried to tell somebody about it? Well, if it has, you have plenty of company, as you'll soon see. Jennifer, Rose, and Mary. This could be a story about 3 dolls. It could be.
Song, did you remember about the milk?
That's Miss Boswell, Aunt Minna. Young, attractive, a trifle earthbound.
Yes, miss. Plenty milk for a young person in refrigerator.
And that's Song, not quite so earthbound. But then Song was born in Peking, in China, where people have been around long enough not to disbelieve merely because they don't understand. But this didn't happen in China. It happened here in Sausalito, across the Golden Gate from San Francisco.
Well, it's a miracle we've gotten the place ready at all.
Very healthy for house to be lived in again, especially with young person.
Oh, Song, about the young person, about Anne. You understand she's had a terrible shock.
Her mother.
Yes. We'll have to help her try to forget it. We want to avoid reminding her of it unnecessarily.
Then why picture?
I don't know. My brother especially asked that it be here. Oh, I don't mean that she should forget her mother or anything like that, but...
Attitude, very sympathetic, but intelligent.
Exactly. Oh, they're here. Come on. Come on.
sorry.
Song, will you help with the things?
It's a deal, Minna.
Well, where is she?
Anna, you're going to sit in there all day.
Incredible. Her eyes and her mouth is exactly
Anne?
like her.
You remember your Aunt Minna? Aren't you going to say something?
Well, of course she doesn't. She was just a baby.
Cat got your tongue?
She's just tired from the flight. Oh, Song. This is Song. He was with the other people who had the house.
How do you do, Song?
Well, Paul, come and take a look at your new home. Oh, Paul, one of the legs came off that blue wing chair, but apart from that, everything seems to have arrived all right. Well, how do you like it?
Did you get the picture?
Mm-hmm. I put it in the living room. Paul? You know, there was just enough furniture for down here. But it looks quite good, don't you think?
It'll be fine, Minna.
You know, we haven't even had a chance to clean upstairs. Paul, I suppose you thought I was crazy when I wrote suggesting a place this size. But really, at the price it is...
It was a great buy.
It was. It was an incredible buy. And you know, you'd think that there was something wrong, but it's perfect, really. And there'll be plenty of room for all three of us down here. Do you like it?
What does Miss think of new house?
Who's up there?
No one. Empty rooms.
No, they're not empty.
Anne, dear, come on, honey. There's so much else to see, and I've got a surprise for you.
They're not.
Anne, did you hear your aunt? Why can't you ever do anything at once when you're first told? Oh, I know. I'm tired.
Well, come on and let me show you what I have for you. Do you like them?
Are they for me?
Of course they are. I hope you don't think you're too old to play with dolls. All little girls should have dolls. It's very good for developing the maternal instinct. Come on, Anne. Help yourself to some lemonade. Song made it with fresh lemons from the garden. Your daddy and I are going to have a little pick-me-up, too. And then I'll show you the rest of the house. Paul, I fixed up your study just like you had it in Denver. You can fiddle around with it. Oh, bourbon and water?
Yes. And you did that deliberately.
I didn't.
You did it deliberately.
Stop it. You'll hurt her.
She did, I know her.
Why should she?
Because she hates her. She hates her.
How could you say such a thing in front of that child? Come on.
Oh, my God. Why did it have to be you?
And we've got to be patient with your daddy, the both of us. You're the one to help him through this. Because he loves you.
He doesn't love me. He only loves Mommy. He wishes I was killed in the accident and not Mommy.
Don't you ever let me hear you say a thing like that again. It's just that he's hurt now. And when people are hurt, it's much harder for them to show their love. It'll take some time for him to get around to loving you again.
No, he won't. He didn't before and he won't ever.
Anne, darling, you're just upset.
I guess it's like you and Uncle Jeffrey. Sometimes I wish Daddy and I could get divorced.
Please.
Miss like new house? Real cool, eh?
Can I go up there?
Honey, that's a dead part of the house. They're not using that now.
But I want to see something.
Then we go on tour of inspection. House quite old by some standards. Built in 1890s, but has survived many decorators since. Last tenant used as one of many guest rooms.
What happened to them, son?
They decided the house was uncomfortable.
That's ridiculous.
Not intelligent people. This used as master bedroom.
Yes? Someone called me. They called my name.
I never knew this was here.
Old nursery.
It's filthy. Couldn't have been used by the last people.
No, not used by people.
Aunt Minna, can I have this for my room?
Oh, now, Anne.
Please.
You can't sleep up here all the way from everyone else.
Yes, I could. I want to.
Besides, it would cost a fortune to heat. And you'll see. When we get your room all fixed up downstairs.
It's happier here.
More coffee, Miss Boswell?
Yes, please, Tom.
Aunt Minna, why did Daddy start to work right away?
Oh, he needs to be kept busy now.
Then tomorrow, will you wake me up real early before he goes?
Yes, of course, darling.
I'm supposed to kiss him goodbye.
Everybody sleep well last night?
After all the excitement yesterday, beautifully.
Perhaps somebody too excited to sleep. Last night, coming home from movie, I see light burning upstairs in old nursery.
Oh, you must have imagined it, son. We were all in bed by 9.
Or perhaps a song imagined. Not like flowers?
Sometimes.
But they don't talk to you, eh? Maybe because Miss not listen. Voices of flowers not so easy to hear as other voices.
Will you help me get the music box?
Music box?
Come on, I'll show you. Shelf.
Nothing up there, miss. Only suitcases and boxes.
Yes, in back, way in back.
Who put it there? Your things should be in your room.
Oh, it isn't mine. It's theirs, but they said I could have it.
They?
Jennifer, Rose, and Mary.
Nothing here.
Yes, way in the back.
"30 years lost. 30 years since I've seen this music box.
Thank you. Aunt Minna says it's the dead part of the house.
Anything loved is not dead.
It's nice having friends here.
All right, we'll try it once again, though. I don't care what you say, Minnie. You're going to spoil that child.
Oh, honestly, Paul, you spend one Saturday giving her a playroom, you'd think she'd ask for the moon.
She'll be sick of it in a week.
Could be. But in the meantime, you could at least act like you're interested in where she's going.
Now there's nothing.
Probably why she's been sneaking up here all the time, rebelling because she knows you don't want her to have a playroom.
That's nice, too.
It's your own fault. The child's got to assert herself somehow.
That's the screwiest darn thing I ever saw.
Can't you find the blockage?
There isn't any blockage. I put a whole new pipe through. The gas comes on in every room except this one.
I'm sure the gas is turned on down at the main.
I tried everything. Don't ask me why, but the gas just doesn't come on in here. You better get an electric heater or something. I've done all I can do.
All right, thanks anyway. Just leave the bill downstairs.
Isn't that odd?
I gotta waste $50 on an electric heater just so she can get sick of it. Boy.
Will you stop it?
Stop what?
Honestly, Paul, you become a very selfish man. What do you want her to do? Hate you so you can pity yourself even more?
Oh, don't start that.
I want to tell you something. I don't pity you. I'm envious. At least you know what it's like to be loved.
Oh, man, I don't know how to approach her. She embarrasses me.
Oh, it looks beautiful. Thank you, Aunt Minna.
Oh, don't thank me. Thank your daddy. He did it all. You know, we can't get that heater to work.
I knew it wouldn't.
How?
They told me.
Who?
Jennifer, Rose, and Mary.
Who are they?
This is Jennifer, and that's Rose, and that's Mary.
You mean they talk to you?
I'm gonna go fix some lunch. For you. Oh, please.
It's no good, man. I can't stand it here either.
You'll never be able to stand it anywhere until you learn to accept Janie's death, learn to live with it. Go home, Paul. Go back to Denver where you belong. It'll be so much easier for you there. Your friends are there. They'll be able to help you. Where Anne can feel a little secure.
I hate Denver. I hate everything that reminds me of her.
What about your daughter? What about Anne? I suppose it'd be easier if you could run away from her, too.
Maybe.
Well, then why don't you go on?
Oh, come on, Minna. This is none of your business.
You're going to listen to me. That child sits upstairs in that room all day long with no one to talk to but a servant. And an aunt she doesn't even know. Even those dolls have become more real to her than her own father. Well, I wish she were mine. I only wish she were mine. She told me to call her just as soon as I heard the car, so she could be downstairs to kiss you home.
Daddy.
What are you doing?
It's a dance I learned called the Charleston.
Oh, well, go on.
Oh.
I didn't know you could Charleston. Oh, you'll be a smash with that when school starts.
I just learned today.
Oh, your Aunt Minna?
No, Jennifer Rose and Mary taught me. They say it's all the rage and when I get to go to dances.
Honey, there's no need for you to make up stories. I think it's swell if your Aunt Minna teaches you.
I'm not telling stories.
Okay, have it your own way.
It's true, Daddy. Jennifer Rose and Mary teach me everything.
Come on.
I won't go. I won't go to Denver. I won't ever leave them. Ever.
Anne! All right. What chapter is this in How to Raise a Child? I tell her we're going home and look what happens.
Oh, no, Paul, listen.
No, I'm trying to act like a father at least. And look what I get. Now, I'm telling you, this doll business is silly and it's going to stop right now.
Now, Paul, wait a minute. Perhaps the dolls have become too real to her, but after all, whose fault is that? Let me talk to her.
Miss, be most careful. Trust Miss will not try to interfere with Jennifer Rose and Mary. Ah, listen, if I had my way, those dolls would have wound up in a trash can weeks ago. Important mistake. Jennifer Rose and Mary, not dolls. Oh, yeah. Then there's got a name for it. Something to do with fantasy taking on reality. No. This is fantasy made up by Miss Anne to hide truth. What? Nursery occupied by something other than dolls. What are you trying to say? Previous tenants moved because of this. Sounds of children weeping most pitifully in still hours of night. Song, are you trying to tell me that room is haunted? Yes. Very occupied. In most friendly possible way. Come on. During Roaring 20s, owner of house, also father. Father of 3 little girls. And shamefully neglectful of same. Many times children left here in house alone. Alone one night sleeping in nursery. Minna!
Oh, get out of there. Get her away.
Minna!
Something's in that room. Something touched me. Touched me, then it tried to hug me.
Are you all right?
They didn't mean to scare her.
What happened?
Oh, we can't stay in this house.
Someone tell me what happened.
Jennifer Rose and Mary. They're not dolls. They're not dolls.
Song, did you put that story into Anne's head? No. Miss Anne tell me story. I listen. I've heard story many times. Same story. All right. So 3 children died up there from escaping gas 30 years ago, but you could have heard it from one of the neighbors. I've seen no neighbors. Did Miss Boswell teach Charleston dance to Miss Anne? Anne! All ready to go?
Yes. Paul.
Oh, come on, Minna.
Oh, I know it's the 20th century, and I know it's impossible. But I also know something touched me.
I've had enough of this nonsense. Anne, come on down here now, dear. We're going.
Paul, you didn't let her go up there.
Why not? There's nothing up there that can hurt her.
No? Then why are you in such a hurry to get her out of the house?
Oh, I'll tell you why. She's my child, and I don't want her head stuffed full of a lot of crazy ghost talk from both of you. We're going home now, and I'll drag her out of here by the ears if I have to. She's my child, and I want her with me because I love her. I love her.
Daddy?
Come on, dear. We're going now. No more arguments.
I was was just saying goodbye to Jennifer, Rose, and Mary. They said fathers are very nice people, and they thought I should go. I'm ready, if you want me.
Oh, I want you. I want you. Come on now. Get your coat.
Come on. We're going to miss the plane.
Oh, that's right. Is everything all set, Song? All ready. Okay. Come on.
Oh, Daddy, my music box.
Oh. Well, I'll get it, darling. Song, take these things out of the car.
Ghost story? The overactive imagination of a small child? What about Minna? She said something touched her. No, hugged her. An affectionate ghost. More imagination? Maybe. I guess the only thing that really matters is the difference it made in Anne's life with her father. How it happened is anybody's guess. And why? We'll leave that to your imagination. In a moment, I'll be back and tell you something about next week's venture into the world of the unknown. Perhaps the most remarkable case of psychic phenomena ever recorded is the one you'll see next week. I can't describe it because the men to whom it happened could not agree as to what it was. But they never forgot it, and neither will you. What you're about to see is a matter of human record. Explain it? We cannot. Disprove it? We cannot. We simply invite you to explore with us the amazing world of the unknown, to take that one step beyond. What you're about to see has haunted the minds of men for 40 years. A miracle or a soldier's fable? You decide. At 22:30 hours on the night of November the 14th, 1915, something happened in the war-darkened skies over Europe. It was seen by a British mortar unit here in Flanders. It was by a Russian sentry on the East Prussian front. It interrupted the maneuvers of an Italian infantry company here. It was observed by an Allied reconnaissance plane over the English Channel. Thousands of soldiers from all the nations of Europe ultimately were involved. But in the beginning, there were only 4. Soldiers, an unimportant patrol on a trivial mission, set out on this gloomy November night in 1915 to attack a minor mortar position, kill a few enemy soldiers, and return to its lines. Indeed, a modest beginning for what is now just seconds away.
pleasant things a man of my sensitivity could be doing tonight. Watching the ballet, playing the piano, enjoying vintage wines.
A night like this is good for only two things: picking pockets or making love. And on your feet.
On your stomach, on your feet, on your stomach, on your feet. Oh, what an unpleasant war.
Those flares, do they mean they've seen us?
Probably.
What will happen?
If they kill enough of us, the next ration of schnapps. If we kill enough of them, perhaps they let us take a bath.
Must be strange to kill for the first time.
Strange. Actually, I enjoy it. Each time I kill, I think there's one less push between me and those lovely bottles of wine gathering dust in my cellar.
When's that blasted thing going to fall?
Probably hanging from a parachute.
Where do you see a parachute?
How can it just hang there? It's so bright.
Come on. Burn up. Fall.
Down, you fool! Get down, you'll get your heads blown off! Come back here! Come back! Pick up your guns! Come back here! What are you running from? It is only a dirty bush! Think it is just a flare! Oh, my God. My God.
On your feet. On your feet, you pup.
At ease, as you... No need for formality. I'm Captain Tremaine of the Adjutant General's office. I've been appointed to defend you at your court-martial tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
What's the big hurry? It's the cooks they should court. They're poisoning the whole army.
I don't know why they chose me. My practice was civil law. What do I know about a mess like this?
It's reassuring to know that our defense is in such good hands.
But there's not much of a defense, soldier. Obvious what happened. The charges say it all. Cowardice in the face of the enemy.
Cowardice?
It wasn't that at all.
Quiet. Show respect.
But I wasn't afraid. I mean, I was at first, but it wasn't that.
Do you know who the prosecutor is? Major Lamar of the High Command, that's all. I've just been a captain for the last 2.5 weeks.
I don't suppose the captain would be demoted if he should lose his case.
Oh, don't worry about that. He'll lose all right. It's bang, bang, bang for us.
Well, how can I win? It's all here in black and white. At a time when the Boche are defeating us everywhere, Lamar will eat me up alive. Well, I'll do the best I can. But you'll have to be absolutely honest with me. No need to hold back anything. Sergeant Vai, look at this record. I just don't understand it. The Croix de Guerre. What happened? How could a brave man like you run from the enemy? Ask the others. I'm asking you. Look, they're going to make an example of you men. That's why they're doing it so fast. Don't you understand that?
Sir, ask the others.
I really don't want to ask any of you. I don't like to defend cowards.
Why do you call us cowards? What did you want us to do? At first I was blinded by the light. I couldn't see anything. And then I wasn't in the shell hole anymore. I wasn't. I was home.
Home?
Yes. I was home. No, it wasn't my imagination. I was really there. It was morning. I was in the kitchen. Mama was pouring milk for breakfast. And Papa was putting on his working shoes and talking about the day's work. My little sister was there. And through the window I could see the sun, the way it hit the fields, and the flock of birds. I was home, and I was happy. And then I felt the rifle in my hand, and I thought, what am I doing with this? So I threw it away. I was home.
In the middle of the battle, a light blinds him, and then he's at home. Has a doctor examined this boy lately?
Look, why don't you let us alone? Did we ask for you?
No, and I didn't ask for you.
All right, then, goodbye.
There is no way to speak to an officer.
Get him out of here!
Well, then shut up or I'll bat your head in.
You want to know where I was? Well, listen to this, Captain Fancy Pants. Let me tell you where I was. I was on the deck of the Montez, a rusty little freighter carrying pig iron from South America to Marseille. Flopped on the forward deck, just taking it easy. I never felt like that in my whole life. I was free. I could breathe. There was nobody in the world that I wanted to punch in the mouth. I wanted to stay like that for 100 years. A part of everything. Everything. Tell me I wasn't on that boat, and I'll make you eat all those pencils.
I'm sorry, sir, but what can you expect in today's army?
When that flare burst, I really didn't see a thing.
Well, that's better. Then why did you run?
Somehow the air had changed. It had become soft and warm like summer's night.
In November?
Oh, logic told me it was freezing cold. And yet I felt a warm breeze on my face, and my feet were no longer cold. And the air was suddenly filled with all sorts of remarkable scents. Tangerines, night flowers, dust, the way it settles after it's been watered down. And I think even incense. The kind my aunt used to burn under her favorite saints in church. Feast of odors after the stink of war. I felt an exaltation, a love of life. And the gun in my hand suddenly felt obscene.
Sergeant, sometimes on a patrol, it's no secret, the men take along a little brandy in their canteens to keep warm.
Ha! Now we were all drunk.
You're all talking like drunks. Nobody had a drop. What did you see, Sergeant? I'm going to look like the world's biggest fool. I was in the kitchen. Mama was pouring milk. I was on a freighter, carrying pig iron. Like incense my aunt used to burn under her favorite saint. They'll laugh me right out of the courtroom. All right, let's begin again.
You from the testimony of your men, Sergeant. Let me see. Ah, yes. It wasn't what I saw or smelled, but what I heard. The light could have come from many things, but not the singing. I don't know what they were singing, but it sounded holy, and it was beautiful. I started walking to where I could hear the voices better. Now, all this would be hilarious as a music hall sketch. But within the sound of enemy guns, I find the humor rather hollow. And I am more than a little surprised that the defense counsel would insult the intelligence of this court by introducing such trash as evidence.
It's what the men told me.
And what does the sergeant say? What did the sergeant see, hear, or smell?
I heard the Bosch cannon and machine gun.
I smelled, and there was a dead body in the shell hole. I saw a flare that lasted a long time.
Have you seen no other flares that lasted a long time?
Not like this one. Maybe it was a new Bosch invention. It stayed there for I don't know how long. It was cloudy, and the flare cast shadows against the clouds.
Well, at last we're beginning to hear some sense. You and your men were frightened by shadows and you ran. Is that correct?
Yes, I suppose so, sir.
But we should thank the sergeant for putting an end to all this nonsense once and for all. You're excused.
Thank you, sir.
One moment.
The defense counsel has already questioned the witness.
Just one more question, sir. Do you agree with Major Lamar that you and your men ran from the enemy?
Well, sir, there was this shadow.
You saw the shadow and you and your men ran. That's what you just said, correct?
Yes, sir.
Then I charge you with perjury.
What else could it have been but the shadow?
I am referring to this. On the direct examination, you said, here we are, we walked back to our lines.
That's right.
What's right? Walked or ran?
If I may say so, the distinction is a small one.
Sir, these men are on trial for showing cowardice in the face of the enemy. A coward does not walk.
Walking made them heroes?
Would you have the courage to walk across a battlefield? I beg your pardon, sir. I know that I would not have such courage. I admit I am as confused as anyone by the testimony of these prisoners. When I first talked to them, I thought they were trying to make a fool of me.
And what made the captain change his mind?
Nothing, but that there's an incredible sincerity about these men.
It has been my experience that men on trial for their lives are always incredibly sincere.
Nevertheless, I insist that the records show that they walked.
That the aforementioned soldiers are guilty of having shown cowardice in the face of the enemy. And by a unanimous vote, this court condemned them to the penalty of death by shooting, as provided for by the Code of Military Justice. This court is adjourned.
Right. Face. All right. Look.
Cheer up, Captain. You did a good job. Better than they deserved.
Are you sure that's all it was, sir?
All what was?
I mean what the sergeant said, that the shadow was caused by a flare.
Of course. The rest is rubbish. Be sensible. What else could it have been?
What else could it have been? Good morning.
Is it? It's difficult for us to tell down here.
I'm going to see the commanding general and try to get a stay of execution.
You don't sound hopeful.
I'll do my best.
I think you will. And that's most curious. Why?
I'm a lawyer, that's why.
When you first came down here, you wanted to spit in our eye. But in the courtroom, and now. Don't tell me you actually believe our outrageous stories.
I don't know what I believe. Anyhow, while I'm in town, I could mail your letters if you wish. When do they get rid of us? It's scheduled for 1400 hours. No letters, Sergeant?
After 18 years in the Army? I've nobody to write to, sir.
Sergeant. Is that all it was? Just a shadow?
If I told them I saw Noah's Ark passing by, would that have saved us?
No, I suppose not.
Oh, Captain, you could do me a favor. When you go into town, you could get me a bottle of good cognac. Something really first-rate, I mean. I would like to have one last taste of first-rate cognac.
Of course.
It wasn't the shadow. And I don't imagine things. I'm as hard-headed as an ox. What I saw, I saw. When I looked up, the flare was still burning bright. And there, as big as the sky itself, was the face of the first man I ever killed. He was an Algerian, maybe even younger than me. And if I didn't cut his throat, he was going to cut mine. Then he was dead. His eyes were staring up at me. That's what I saw. That Algerian kid. And you know how he looked? As if he was saying, "It's all right, my friend. It wasn't your fault." That didn't make me feel any better about it. For there I was again with a gun in my hand and a belt of grenades around my neck. And if it wasn't my fault that Algerian kid was dead, well, then whose fault was it? You think I would say something like that in court and let them laugh at me, too? But if you were to get that cognac, well, I can still drink it, you. Better hurry, sir.
Cigarette?
Take them all.
Thank you, sir. Oh, thank you. My grandfather will be so happy. You see, we are all that's left of a family of 7. I'd like to return the captain's kindness.
That's all right.
Would the captain like a sack of white flour? At a reasonable price.
No thanks.
Or fresh butter or eggs? Maybe fine Polish ham. Does the captain need any potatoes? A gold watch, in perfect condition. Solid gold. Bite it.
Not after 2. Can't be that late. 10 after 1.
My grandfather thanks you for the cigarette.
Can you get me some cognac?
But of course.
It's got to be first class.
First class cognac is expensive.
Doesn't matter. I'm not bringing them anything else.
Pardon?
I've got to have it right away. Have to be back at the prison before 2 o'clock.
Our house is at the edge of town.
Get in.
I'll direct you. The parks are just a few kilometers behind those woods.
Pretty soon you'll be able to sell them potatoes and ham and butter.
I am learning a few German words. It's a difficult language.
I'm sure.
The cognac is in the cellar. I'll get it.
You do not need a gun. I threw mine in the river. I've been walking through the trees for I don't know how long. I'm tired. Very tired. For me, the war is finished. Let someone else call ready, aim. And let someone else call fire. And let someone else watch 10 young soldiers of the fatherland fall dead on the parade grounds. What? Warning to cowards, says the field marshal. An example. someone else do it.
What are you talking about?
What if they were telling the truth?
What?
Cowards. They didn't look like cowards.
What are you talking about?
What if each one really did see something?
Something? What?
You wouldn't believe me.
See something? What? Where? What?
There will be no execution until further notice. I'll give you my reasons later. Yes, I sent you an official order. When were your men to be executed?
Sometime late today.
Operator. I want to talk to someone in the International Red Cross. Someone with authority to contact the German commander of this sector. Hurry. This is an emergency.
Of everything that happened, perhaps the final miracle was the chance meeting of two enemy soldiers because a sergeant wanted a taste of cognac. Within 24 hours, similar reports were coming in from all over Europe. Actually, no one was ever sure of what happened in the sky that dark November night. Ours is one version of the story. There are many others. But the one fact to remember is that more than 1,000 men did see or sense something. In any event, it is a matter of public record that for a while, men could not kill each other. And in the end, if all else is false, that is miracle enough. Have you ever felt that you knew what someone was going to say just before he said it? Or have you ever stepped into a strange room and had the sensation you'd been there before? If you have, you've taken a small step beyond. Now watch a giant step. Begins here, in Wandsworth Prison near London. The year, 1895. Our principal player is one John Marriott. Today is a big day in his life. He's to be hanged.
Now then, Johnny lad, no need for you to look at that, you know. Here. Have a smoke. Come on, Johnny boy, you'll go. It's hot in here. It's hot. Well, ain't not.
When do they come for me?
6.
What time is it now?
Well, I don't know. 5:30.
Does it take long?
What? Oh, nah.
How long?
How long? Well, I don't know. A couple of minutes, maybe. Now, come on, Johnny, my boy. There's no need for you to be afraid.
Who's afraid?
Well, a bloke as popular with the ladies as what you was.
What do you mean, was? I ain't dead yet.
I am the executioner, sir, at your service. This is my assistant.
It's not time yet.
You're quite correct, sir. You have exactly 21 minutes. Will you please step on this scale there?
What do you need my weight for?
$11 stone, sir. 11 stone.
Inches.
71 inches. Thank you, John Marriott.
Here, Johnny boy. Don't want it. It's your very last breakfast. Take that slop away. I don't want it. Can't look at it. I don't.
Are you all right, my son? Is there anything I can do for you? Anything you wish? Any final confession you want to make?
She just sat there, with her head thrown back, laughing at me like I was some kind of worm or something. I didn't mean to kill her, I swear I didn't, but the way she laughed when I caught her with that dandy felucca, all I could see was her throat. I just grabbed it. I grabbed it. And all the time she kept laughing. Her mouth, her voice, I can hear it now, screaming. Her hands scratching at me. Well, maybe she wasn't laughing. Maybe she was only screaming. Sure, there was Phil Lucas, she screamed, and there was Paddy O'Neill, and everybody in London knows all about that. Ooh, it was like a bomb exploding in my ear. I fair went out of my mind.
The Lord is merciful to all his poor sinners.
Oh, I know I'm a sinner. I know the things I've done. Really, if I ever really started to confess. You know what I've done once? I never told nobody this. I pushed a blind beggar into the gutter and I robbed his tin cup. There was 8 pennies and 4 shillings and half a crown. I meant to pay him back every cent, but I never did. I went to Epsom, see, and I laid a wager on a nag named Alma's Eyes. That nag is still running. There was this sweet old lady there, see, and she'd never seen a race before, so I swapped my ticket with hers, and hers was a winner. Paid 15 to 1. That week, I crawled through every pub from Mere to Whitehall. That was the week I met Alma. I know I never should have touched that blind man. And I never should have touched Alma. The things I do because a lady has a pretty pair of eyes. But I can't help myself. Please don't let him hang me.
You must be brave, my son.
Please.
John Marriott, bend your knees. Pray. Pray.
I can't.
Try, lad.
I can't.
The Lord is my shepherd.
I don't want to die. No. I don't want to die.
You lead it.
No.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. There is a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life.
Sir, really I don't. I've been the executioner for 19 years and it's never happened before, sir. We examined that rope very thoroughly, as we always do.
Well, how is he, Doctor? Oh, he's coming around. It was merely shock. There's no physical damage at all.
Are you quite certain?
Quite.
Then let's get on with the execution.
You're wasting your time, Governor. If you think that I'm going to die on your blind-sted gallows, you've got another thing coming, because I'm not.
Marriott, I'm sorry about the accident, but the court has sentenced you to be hanged.
But that's the point, Governor. It wasn't no accident.
Let's get on with it.
Ain't nobody here can kill me. Not if you tried for 100 years and 100 ways. Not you. Not you. Not the executioner. Not nobody.
I said let's get on with it.
Hold on. I haven't had any breakfast. But what you going to do, hang me without giving me any grub?
I thought you said you didn't want any.
Oh, now I do. It's unhealthy for a man to miss his breakfast.
All right, but hurry.
Oh, good. I haven't had a meal like this since the trial. You blokes don't hardly give a man time to stow his grub, do you?
Would you stand, please?
I don't mind. Hey! Hey, you blokes are just wasting your time. If you want to know why, I'll tell you. Don't you forget to have a nice lunch waiting for me. I want some roly-poly pie. Hey, where's my brandy? I want me brandy. What kind of a hanging is this?
Bartholomew, over the days of my life.
Save your breath, Vicar. They're not hanging me. You're wasting time, mate. You really are. Oh, now, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's my luckiness. Oh, no, I don't want that.
You sure you don't want the odd? Might make it easier for you.
I don't need it any easier, mate.
All right. This time, just to make sure, we'll try it once more. Ready?
You're wasting your time, boys.
You sure you don't want the odd?
No, I don't want the odd. Go a little to the left, a little to the left. Getting so good at this job, I think I might become the executioner. Ooh, right. Wasting your time, Governor. You can't hang me. Why don't you give a...
Enough. Take him back to his cell.
The man who can't be hanged.
But why? Why do you think they're unable to hang you, Mr. Marriott?
Ooh, maybe there's a good angel watching over me.
More than likely it's the devil, I'd say.
Oh, I don't much mind who's watching over me, angel or devil. Just so long as it's somebody with influence.
As a matter of fact, quite a lot of people with influence are interested in you, Mr. Marriott.
Oh?
Your case has been debated right now in the House of Commons. Mr. Gladstone thinks that you should be set free, that you've suffered enough.
Well, now, that makes two of us.
But seriously, Mr. Marriott, don't you have some theory as to why you couldn't be hanged?
Oh, I know why I couldn't be hanged. And if one of your high and mighty papers is willing to pay 500 quid for the information.
£500? That's not very likely.
Then I'm not very likely to tell. I wager you hate to see me go, eh, Governor?
I hate to see anyone make justice look foolish.
Oh, come now, Governor, don't take on so. If you was to put me up on that there gallows 50 times, you still couldn't hang me.
Now go on home, Marriott.
You want another try at me neck, Governor? I'd be glad to oblige.
Now get out of here.
You're smart not to take me up, Governor, because I'd win sure as I'm standing here. You know how I know? Well, you listen, and I'll tell you. Just when they was pulling that hood over my head and the rope snapped, I saw how old John Marriott was going to die. And it wasn't on no gallows.
I said get out.
It's your jail, Governor.
Now go home, will you?
I'm going to die in a most amazing way, Governor. In a most remarkable way. for Molly or two. Don't let them ruby lips get dry. You know, when they take you to the gallows, they offer you a glass of brandy. Now, ain't that sweet of them?
Oh, I bet you had the old bottle, eh, Johnny?
Almost. You should have seen their faces when them gallows wouldn't work. That bloomin' executioner, he kept kicking that release bolt till I thought he'd have a stroke.
You with that noose around your neck. Weren't you scared?
Scared? What for? They couldn't hang me. Not if they tried. Till doomsday.
Oh, come off it, Johnny. How could you know?
Devilish stuff. Whispered in my ear.
Johnny!
Oh, Liz!
Johnny!
Where have you been? Oh, you're blooming
Johnny,
like a rose.
You know what's
all
coming in
flush
here?
like...
Will Cooper!
Did you miss me while I was
Johnny,
in the dark?
Johnny, Will, he's coming. He's coming.
Come on, give us a kiss. Oh.
Johnny, he's got a gun.
Come on, Liz. Have an ale. 2 ales, Georgie. 1 for Liz and 1 for Will when he gets here.
Ain't you afraid he'll kill you?
Will? No. Will's a mouse, not a lion. You want to know how I'm going to die? I'll tell you. There's only one way I can die. One way and no other. Now, gather around. Around and I'll tell you about my vision. Though the press offer me 500 quid, I won't charge you a farthing, baby.
John.
Old Johnny Marriott's going to die at the foot of a lion right here on the streets of London. That's how it's going to be, I know. I was standing there on them gallows. I was standing there with that white hood over my head. And I heard them release the lever, and I heard them trapdoors swinging open, and I felt myself fall. And while I was falling, the inside of that hood lit up like a million candles. And there I was, lying dead at the feet of a lion, right here on the streets of London. And I knew that's how it had to be. That way, and no other! Turn around, John. Another ale, Georgie. If you think you can kill my sister and go scot-free, you've got another thing coming. Too much head on that ale, Georgie. Turn around, John, or I'll shoot you right in the back. That's better, Georgie. Huh? Hey, you know Alma Cooper? That girl what I strangled. Well, I hear her brother's looking for revenge. Now you tell him, will you? You tell him that if Alma were alive, I'd kill her again right now. Right? She deserved everything she got. And you deserve what you're gonna get, John Marriott. Try it again, Will. You couldn't hurt me. You couldn't hurt me with a cannonball. Not with a whole regiment of grenadiers to back you up. You couldn't hurt me unless you could bring the jungles of Africa up here to London. Well, that's to wake you up. Now lift up that pistol and shoot. Bang that piano! Let's have some dancing. What is it, a funeral? Ooh! Oh, now what's wrong? What's everybody looking at me like that for? What do you think I am, some sort of spook? Oh, put your mind at rest on flesh and blood. Yes, and when that lion finally catches up with me, I'll prove it. Yes, I'll prove it. The devil himself. Oh, blast the lot of you. I hope every one of you rot. I'm no more haunted than you are. You're all going to die, same as me. Only difference is, I know how.
Johnny Marriott, Esquire, will face any lion, living or dead, and spit in his blooming eye. Hello. Hello. Oh, there you are, you beast. Ooh, you big big, aren't you? I suppose if you got me in your jaws, there wouldn't be much left now, would there? If you're going to do me, you do me now, eh? Come on. Now, come on. Right, come on. Well, I'm feeling a bit thirsty, so... Doctor, old cat. What are you doing here in this hour? Hey, come here, you! Come here! Come here! Hey, come back there! Come back there! Hey, come back! He's broke his blooming neck. He's stone dead.
Find them all over London. The symbol of Britain, you know. Have you ever been certain your telephone would ring in the next 10 seconds? Or have you ever walked down a strange street and had the feeling that you knew what lay beyond the unturned corner? Yes? Then you've had a brief encounter with the world of the unknown. You are ready for the actual human experience that follows. This is the tiny Mediterranean island of Cabrihorma. Latitude 39 degrees north, longitude 3 degrees east. 150 miles from the coast of Spain. Mitchell Campion's magic island. And who is Mitchell Campion? Well, everyone who knows him, that is those who are really close to him, think of him as a perfectly normal, average American male. But do they know everything about him?
Posible para mí, por
Muévete, muévete.
Ya voy.
Señor.
Un momento, señor.
Sí, ya.
Por favor, es posible para mí.
Room, señor. Ah, Senor Campion. Why, yes, for Senor Campion, we will always have a room. We will find a room. Let me see. Senor Rodriguez, you will leave about 2 o'clock, I see.
How'd you know my name?
But of course, I remembered.
Oh, remembered what?
Why, you, senor.
I beg your pardon?
Well, it is only 1 month since you left.
No. You confused me with somebody else.
Hey, is too early for lunch? I'm starving.
No, the dining room is open, as always.
I'll leave my bag here for now, all right?
See, good.
How did you know my name?
No entiendo. I do not understand, senor.
Okay, never mind.
Sí, señor. Señor Campion, bienvenido. It is so good to see you again. Sit down, sit down. And for this time of day, your usual, how you say, brunch. I remember, no?
Well, look, miss,
Momentito. You see, Carla remember, and one already prepared the ham and the eggs, how you call it, country style.
Look, just a minute.
Si, senor?
I appreciate all this special attention, but I'm afraid you made a mistake.
The tomato juice. It is not as you like it.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, that's just the way I like it, but, well, you don't understand. I don't know how you know my name or how you happen to know how I like my ham and eggs or any of it, but I'm not whoever you think I am.
You are not Senor Campion?
Well, yes, I am.
Senor Mitchell Campion from Ohio.
Yes, but I've never been on this island before in my life. Never. Don't you understand?
Si, claro, of course, I understand. You have never been here before.
No, really. I have really never been here before. No, I don't know how you know so much about me, but believe me, I have never been here.
Of course, claro, I understand. You have never been here before. I've never been here before. What is this?
Oh, this is ridiculous. Muchacho.
Sí, senor.
How long have you been working here?
Working here? 2 years, senor.
And have you ever seen me before?
No, senor. Nunca.
That's a relief.
Why doesn't Senor Campion want to be recognized?
Oh, who knows? Take that upstairs, huh?
Beer. Oh, make it a cognac.
Miguel, you did come back. I knew you would. I told them you would.
Look, there's been some sort of mistake.
Mistake?
I don't mean to offend you. I can't imagine what's causing all this confusion, but I know you honestly think you know me, but believe me, I have never seen you before in my life.
Miguel, what is it?
What is what?
Miguel.
No, my name is not Miguel.
It isn't? Well, I beg your pardon, Mr. Campion. Now tell me, why did you come back?
Oh, now what is this? What is this? Some sort of joke or what?
A joke? Some of us here did not find it very funny.
Who? What are you talking about?
I, for instance. I did not find it very funny.
What didn't you find very funny? Now, look, I arrived here this morning. I've never been here before in my life.
Yes.
Well, what do you want?
Yeah, are you all right? Well, you must forgive Gino, you know how he is. After all, he's Francesca's brother. You must understand now.
I understand all right. Everybody on this island is insane.
Miguel, wait.
said I was here before, last month. Well, apparently everybody on this idiotic island agrees with you.
Si, senor?
Yeah, but I wasn't. I can prove it. Now take a look in your register and show me my name any day before today.
Muy bien.
The wildest thing I ever heard of. Even if there was somebody who looked like me.
I know you. I do. Francesca.
Is it true, Miguel? You really do not remember?
I don't know.
Alexis told me I could not believe it.
Alexis?
Have you been ill? Is that it?
Alexis. What?
Or is it that you prefer not to remember?
Look.
Why did you leave? Why did you not say something?
I don't know what I'm supposed to...
Why did you come back?
Come back?
Do you want me to tell you that it was all a mistake? That it was not you, that it could not have been? Do you want me to release you? Oh, right. I do. You have no responsibility here. You can go. You can forget it all.
Forget what? No, please, forget what?
Oh, Miguel, please.
Try to be patient with me. I'm all mixed up. All I know is ever since I set foot on this island, people have acted like they know me. I thought at first they were mistaking me for somebody else. But the moment I saw you... the moment I saw you, it was like a door beginning to open on a room that I know somehow. No. Francesca, please. Francesca. Corazon, please. Corazon, no.
Sí, corazón. Sí. Oh, Miguel. Querido Miguel. There must be a way you can find out about it, no? Miguel?
I do not understand, senor. Your name is not here.
Well, it's got to be. You said I was here, didn't you?
Si.
It's the law. Every guest has to sign the register, isn't it?
Si.
Well, where is it? I want to see it.
Your name is not there, senor. Do you not insist you're not here? That you were never here before today?
Why isn't it here? Why?
I don't know, senor. I don't understand.
You still say I was here, don't you? Don't you?
Of course you were here.
I was. There must be proof somewhere.
Monsieur, we are closing.
Check your passenger list. I know my name must be on it. Mitchell Campion.
Monsieur, we have no passenger list. We only sell tickets. One way or round trip, that is all.
Oh. Well, maybe whoever sold me the ticket or somebody on the ship might remember me.
Do you have a passport?
Yeah, sure.
If you were here last month from a foreign country, it will be stamped by authorities. What is it, Monsieur Campion? What do you want?
What?
Your passport was issued in New York City on the 14th of June, 10 days ago. You could go nowhere before that.
Is your name Alexis? Please, Miguel. Whatever game there is... No, please, listen to me. I'm not playing any game. Now, something is terribly wrong. I know I've never been on this island before in my life. I couldn't have been, but... But what? Francesca. I've seen her. I know her. And a lot of other things. This place. And you.
Miguel, are you saying the truth? You really do not remember?
That's just it. I feel like I'm going out of my mind. I couldn't have been here. Not possibly. And yet, more and more, I'm sure I was.
I think you're ill, Miguel.
No. It has nothing to do with that. Now, look. Look at my passport, Alexis. It's dated June the 14th. That's 10 days ago. 10 days ago, I have never been out of the United States in my life. Now, can't you see? I couldn't have been.
You say, Miguel, you remember things. Can you remember this? That snapshot was taken here over a month ago. Over a month ago.
It's impossible.
Over a month ago.
God, Alexis. What is this?
I don't know, Miguel.
Oh, well, there has to be a logical answer. I mean, a man can't be in two places at the same time.
No, that does not seem logical. And yet, here we are. Are you sure, Miguel? Are you absolutely sure they couldn't have been here and, let's say, forgotten?
Forgotten how?
Amnesia. Something. Anything. Perhaps there was another passport.
Oh,
perhaps.
no.
But you were here.
Yes, I believe that. But I also know that I couldn't possibly have been. I was in a hospital in Paxton, Ohio, during the time you say I was here. I was in a hospital almost a month. And I was unconscious most of that month.
Unconscious?
I was in a bad automobile accident. Believe me, I couldn't have walked 2 steps out of that bed even if I'd wanted to.
Miguel, why have you come here now?
Well, I was discharged from the hospital. The doctor ordered a long rest.
But why this island? This is not the usual tourist place.
Well, I don't know. I read about it a long time ago, and I guess it stuck in my mind.
And the first time you left the United States, you came right here. Why?
Well, I guess I always wanted to come here. What are you getting at?
I'm not sure. If you really were in that hospital all that time... Miguel, I've lived longer than you, and I have thought more. Do you really think there are no larger answers to the small one we can supply?
Larger answers?
Oh, Miguel, I had thought you had gone again.
I'm sorry, but I had to find out.
Now you know, don't you? Oh, what a happy day that was.
Miguel, there are answers for everything. Unfortunately, we know very few of them.
Querido, do not be so troubled. Whatever that is confusing...
Wait a minute. Wait, I can prove this. I can prove it.
Si, senor?
Hey, what room am I in? I want my bag.
Your bag, senor, is right here. Senor Rodriguez.
All right, never mind. It's my medical record. The doctor told me to take it with me when I left the States, just in case. Mitchell Campion admitted Paxton Memorial Hospital on April 30th. Underwent surgery and post-operative care for head and chest injuries. Discharged May 28th. That's 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. About it.
I only know one thing. I have loved you before. I love you now. I always will. Always.
Miguel? You did not read far enough. During corrective surgery, the patient developed cardiac arrest. Adrenaline was used without response. A chest incision was made, and cardiac massage ultimately revived the patient. But for a period in excess of 4 minutes, all respiratory and circulatory functions having entirely ceased, the patient was dead.
Minutes, 4 hours, 4 years. Who knows what time really is? We dream complete experiences in seconds, don't we? They say a drowning man relives his entire life in a moment. But what about Mitchell Campion? There have been many investigated cases of the miraculous transportation of persons or things over great distances in an instant. It's called teleportation. It has something to do with the still unsolved laws of time and space. All we know is that the facts of this story were carried by the news services to every newspaper in the country.